This is an easy install video for the Polaris Pro CC linkage kit. The kit is available for both 129 and 137 applications. The 129 applications require an additional gull wing bracket that provides clearance for the linkage cam. This kit is a direct replacement. It does not require modification of frame, component, or relocation of idler wheels. The Pro CC linkage kit incorporates a rising rate motion ratio designed to enhance ride comfort and feel when using stiffer shock calibration. For optimal performance, it's recommended to revalve the rear shock from the factory spec setting. Contact us direct for more information and available services. Before getting started, we recommend taking photos for future reference before removing your suspension or any of the components. To begin with installation, start by removing any idler wheel or frame component that interferes with access to the mounting hardware. The OEM rear arm idler wheels have access holes to remove the mounting bolts. Please note in this video we are using larger diameter rear arm idler wheels to ease accessibility and viewing. These are not required. The easiest way we've found to remove the linkage is in an assembly, including the OEM link and shock. Start by removing the bolts in the following order. The mounting bolt supporting the lower OEM link pivot. Next, remove the rear arm link rod bolt. Last, remove the shock mounting bolt from the rear arm. When the bolts are all removed, then remove the complete assembly that includes the rear shock and OEM linkage from the rear suspension. After final disassembly of the OEM linkage, you will need to reuse the 2 reducer pins and insert them into the cam. When installing the OEM pins into the cam, ensure the grease seals are seated properly. Then start with mounting the rear shock. Note the correct orientation. Then install the link rods, taking note of the direction of the logo. With the shock and link rods in the correct orientation, it will align the same as the OEM system. The rear shock and linkage assembly is now ready to be reinstalled back into the suspension. Once the assembly is in place, start with reinstalling the bolts in the order of the rear arm link rod bolt, then install the rear arm shock mounting bolt, followed by the lower cam mounting bolt. You will notice the cam needs to be moved back into position. There are several ways to approach this. One method is to simply use a lever arm, applying leverage through the access hole in the rail. This will compress the shock and allow the cam to move into position for mounting. With this method, it is advised to add protection to prevent cosmetic damage to frame and components. Once all items are in place, torque the nuts and bolts to the specs found in your owner's manual. When installing the linkage system with the suspension removed from the vehicle, you may find the shock position over cam from standard orientation. This is due to the factory length shock and will be corrected once the front and rear arms are mounted into the chassis. To assist with install, you can remove the lower rear cam mounting bolt and then follow the steps previously mentioned in this video. If you're removing and installing the shock frequently for testing and tuning, you may want to consider adding a spacer inside the shock to shorten the length. This will prevent over-camming and ease installation. Details for the spacer can be found in the written instructions or email us directly. If you have any questions and need support for this installation, please contact us directly by email, info@hygearsuspension.com. The tech will be able to help you answer your questions. Thank you and enjoy.